Hi guys, I am going to do the lesson for Monday, April 13th. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and correct it. Let me share my screen with you. Hope you guys are all doing really well. And there we go. Okay, so we're going to start out. Order the numbers from least to greatest. So those are our keywords. So we're going to go from smallest to biggest. Okay, smallest would be 109. And then we would be 199, right? Both of those have a 1 in the hundreds place. And 99 is bigger than 1. And so the biggest number, the greatest number, is 900. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. All right, next one. There are 400, I'm going to use cubes because this is a story problem. There are 498 students in grades kindergarten, first, and second. There are 589 students in third, fourth, and fifth. How many students are there altogether? So cube, I'm going to underline the question. Box in keywords, I see all together. So that tells me I'm going to put the groups together. I'm going to make my number bigger, so I know it's going to be either multiplication or addition. And it looks like it's just one group and another group. So I'm just going to add those together. So I've got 498, plus 589. Okay. So I've got my ones row. 8 plus 9 is 17. I can't put the 1 there. I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to regroup up there. 1 plus 9 plus 8 is 18. Again, got to put my number up there. 1 plus 4 plus 5 is 10. So my answer is going to be 1,087 students. Okay. Next one, find the product. And I know that a product is an answer to a multiplication problem. So hopefully you have these memorized. 7 times 5 is 35. You don't need to know your 12s, but if you do, that's awesome. It's 96. 12 times 8 is 96. If I want to make this easier and split it out, I could do 10 plus 2, right? That equals 12. And then I would do 10 times 8 is 80, plus 2 times 8 is 16, and 80 plus 16 is 96. So I get the same answer. Okay. 3 times 9 is 27. 4 times 4 is 16. Oh, darn it. Come on, come back to me. Oh, I think I'm just, there we go. There, I'm back. Okay, so 27, 16, oh, that's messy, and 40. Okay, so that's why you got to know your multiplication facts. I hope you're practicing them. If you don't have flashcards, you can go on multiplication.com, or you can go on MobyMax, or even Freckle, and you can practice there. All right, next story problem. What is the area of a square when the side length is 6 inches? So circling numbers, underlining question, box in keywords, area is a keyword, and square. Evaluate. Okay, I'm gonna draw a square. Not the best square. What do we know about squares? Squares have 4 sides and they're each the same length. So I know that each one is going to be 6. To get area, I just need to know the length of the height and the width. So 6 times 6 equals 36. And that would be 36 square inches because I'm using inches. And when we have area, we always end up with square units. So square inches, square centimeters, square feet, whatever. Okay. If we were finding perimeter, we would have just added all the sides, right? If it had asked for perimeter, we would have been doing 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, right? They didn't ask for that. They wanted area. How are the two shapes similar? Well, I see that they both have different lengths, different amounts of sides. So that's not similar, that's different. We want similar. I notice that they all have more than 2 sides, so they would both be polygons, right? So I could do, let's see, let's put a text box in there maybe, yeah. So they're both polygons. Okay, I also see that they have a right angle there, right? A right angle is an angle that makes a square, right? 2 sides like this. This one only, the triangle only has 1, and the rectangle has 4, but they each have 1 right angle, right? A 90-degree or a square angle. So we can say that they both have 1 right angle, right? 1 right. Okay, I think that's it. All right, compare the fractions using greater than, oops, greater than, less than, oops, I am making a mess. Greater than, less than, or equal to. Okay, I could, if I had my little fraction squares that are on the magnets on my whiteboard at school, I could get out the 6ths and I could get out the 8ths and put 5 of each and see which was more. Or I could remember that, let's see, well, the numerators are both the same, right? They're both 5. So does that mean they're equal? No, because look at the denominators. This one is 6ths and this one is 8ths. And we learned that if the denominator, the number on the bottom, is bigger, the fraction is actually smaller. So that would give us a hint that 5/8 would be less, would be smaller than 5/6. But we could also do my favorite, the butterfly, right? We can multiply those two. 6 times 5 is 30. Or we could do 8 times 5 is 40, right? And I know that 40 is greater than 30. So I still get greater than. Okay, next one. School starts at 8:15 a.m. Recess is 5 hours and 15 minutes later. That's a long time. Okay, what time is recess? So let's see. I see that here's 8. Here's 8:15. They have it divided into quarters or fourths, and 15 minutes is 1/4 of an hour. So we're going to start right here at 8:15, and we're going to add 5 hours to it. Oh my goodness. I'm going to get a different color. Remember when we do mountains, hills, and rocks? Mountains are 1 hour, hills are 5 minutes, and rocks or stones are 1 minute. So let's go from 8:15 to 9:15. That's 1 hour. 9:15 to 10:15, right? That's 2 hours. Still says 5 hours though. 10:15 to 11:15. 11:15 to 12:15. And 12:15 to 1:15. Get right there. Okay, so there's 5 hours, but now I got to add another 15 minutes. So I've got 1:15 plus 15 minutes would be 1:30. And that would be 3 bumps, 3 5s. So 1:30 is what time recess is. And yeah, our recess is at 1:30. Well, it's actually at 1:20 if we are still in school. All right, let's do the next one. Ronnie goes to bed every night at 8:30 p.m. You know what? I'm going to switch this to p.m. in this to AM so I don't have to go backwards on the list. So we're gonna start at night and we're gonna go, or afternoon, and we're gonna go to morning. So, oh my goodness. I think that you guys better take away the pen from me because I just make a mess. Okay, here we go. All right, so he goes to bed at 8:30. So 8:30 would be halfway between 8 and 9 o'clock. So there's 8:30. Okay. And he sleeps for 10 hours and 15 minutes. I wish I could sleep for 10 hours. All right, 8:30 to 9:30 is 1 hour. 9:30 to 10:30, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oops, 7, 8, 9, and 10 would put us at 6:30. But he sleeps for 10 hours. Do I have 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. So 6:30. And then I have to add. So I have added 10 hours. Now I have to add 3 5-minutes. 3 5-minutes. Oh, 3 5 minutes. And that's going to put me at, let's see, 6:30 plus 15 would be 6:45. So he gets up at 6:45 in the morning. That's still pretty early. That's a good night's sleep, though. All right, so there's the math. Now, let's go ahead and do, move my head down there. Let's do the language arts for today. Remember, this is Monday, the 13th of April. Okay, we're gonna do language arts. Open. Okay. This morning I was on with a student. I was on with Sebastian, but we didn't tape the whole thing. So I'm doing it again for you at night. All right, so let's make it bigger too, because you guys can see it if it's a little bigger. And I have more room to write if it's bigger. All right, so here's the Monday column. Is the verb past, present, or future? Let's see. I took a robot spacecraft. It took a robot spacecraft 7 years to reach Saturn. Took, that's the verb. All right, if I'm doing something right now, I'm taking. If I'm doing something in the future, I will take or will be taking. And if it's past tense, I took. So this one would be past tense. Did you get that one right? Next. Which best completes the sentence? Pieces, peaks, or pieces. So you have to kind of know your spelling for this one, huh? All right, its rings are made up of large pieces, P-I-E-C-E-S. Okay, large pieces. Okay. Next one, of ice and rock. What does it really mean? Let's read this. I know you are nervous, but don't get cold feet. Do you think they really mean getting like cold feet, like super cold, ice cold? I don't think so. I think it's just another way to say nervous. So it just means that you're nervous. So it is not literal, right? Literal would be your feet. When you were nervous, you would actually get freezing cold feet. So it's just a saying, kind of like our idioms book that we were doing. Remember those that we never got to finish? All right, so there's the week's word list. Prepay, motivate, visualize, motion, prefix, visit, supervise, mobilize, prejudge, promote. Okay. List 3 compound words and write the number of syllables for each compound words. So compound word is when you take 2 words and put them together and make one. I always think of doghouse. I don't know why. Oh, I should type this, huh? I'll type it. Dog house. Let's think of another one. How about underwear? That's a funny one. And what's another one? Let's see. Hot dogs. Right? Hot and dog are 2 words. All right, so we listed 3 of the words, right? We did that part. Now we have to write the number of syllables in each. So dog house or dog house. So dog house has 2, right? 2 syllables. I'm gonna scribble this out. Blah, 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 blah. Underwear, underwear, right? 3. That's really an ugly 3 though. And the last one, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. So that one has 2. Boop. All right, next one. Underline the conjunction in the sentence. Remember, conjunction joins 2 parts of a sentence together, right? Remember we watched Schoolhouse Rock, conjunction, junction, what's your function, right? So it's taking 2 things and putting them together. Saturn is one of the best known planets, yet it is also very mysterious. So this could be a sentence. Saturn is one of the best known planets, and it is also very mysterious. Could be another sentence. So the word that joins them together would be yet, right? Okay. Complete the sentence with the correct comparative adjective. So comparative adjectives are just words that describe, but you're comparing 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 things to each other. So this says, her sparkling necklace was beautiful than mine. So we're comparing the sparkling necklace, hers, to mine. And they're saying that hers was more beautiful. So we're going to write more beautiful. More beautiful. I should have typed this, huh? I'm going to get used to this one of these days. By the end of the school year, I'm going to be a master wizard at writing with my mouse. Okay. Make a list of events where it is okay to speak or write informally. So informally means that it's not very fancy. If we were saying formal, right? Formal, that would be something that was super fancy, like a wedding or a really fancy party where you had to dress up. But informally is more like how you would talk to your sister or brother or your friends, right? So events where you could speak informally. How about your friend's birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese, right? Not at a fancy restaurant. You could do, where would be another one? Maybe talking to your sister or brother. Talking to sister or brother at home. Mm-hmm. Think of one more. Do you think if you're just meeting your new teacher for 4th grade next year that you want to speak informally? Would you say like, hey, dude? Would you say, hello, Mr. So-and-so, or hello, Mrs. So-and-so? Yeah, you'd probably be more formal if you're meeting somebody for the first time. What about if you were talking to your dog? I speak pretty formally when I talk to my dog, right? Talking to my, I don't call him sir. Well, maybe sometimes, but not usually. Okay, so that is your language arts homework. I hope that you did well. And remember, I'm going to be on in the mornings to correct with you if you have questions. All right, I will see you tomorrow, 9 o'clock if you want to join me.